Welcome to episode 3 of the Mafia King's Heart. Amy stood in front of her bedroom mirror, adjusting the sleeve of her light blue blouse. It was an important day, the most important day of her career so far. The presentation for the King Grand Hotel project. She had spent the entire week preparing, every design, every color palette, every detail. She had checked everything countless times, and yet she still felt nervous. "Stop overthinking," she muttered the words to herself. Unfortunately, her brain ignored the advice. After one final glance in the mirror, she grabbed her bag and left for work. The atmosphere inside the office was completely different from usual. Employees moved quickly between departments. Everyone seemed more alert, more anxious, more excited. Nicholas King was coming. Sarah practically ran towards Amy the moment she arrived.
Please tell me you wore something nice.
Amy blinked.
I wore work clothes.
Sarah groaned dramatically.
That's not what I meant.
Amy laughed.
We're presenting a hotel design, not attending a fashion show.
Easy for you to say.
What does that mean?
Sarah pointed at her.
It means you could wear a potato sack and still look beautiful.
Amy immediately rolled her eyes.
You're ridiculous.
I'm serious.
Amy ignored her and headed toward the conference room. Compliments always made her uncomfortable. She never knew how to respond to them. At 10 o'clock sharp, the conference room began filling with employees. Alex Jones stood at the front, checking his watch every few seconds, sweating slightly. For once, he seemed nervous too. Amy took a seat near the middle of the table. Her laptop sat open in front of her, her presentation ready, her hands slightly shaky. The doors opened. Every conversation stopped instantly. The room fell silent. Amy looked up and saw him. Nicholas King. For a moment, she understood why everyone had been talking about him. He was tall, much taller than she expected. Dressed in a perfectly tailored black suit, dark hair, sharp jawline, piercing gray eyes. There was something intimidating about him, something powerful. The room seemed smaller after he entered, as though all the attention naturally shifted toward him. Several executives followed behind him, including a man dressed entirely in black, Ryder. Though Amy didn't know his name yet. Nicholas acknowledged the room with a brief nod. Nothing more. No smile. No unnecessary greetings. No attempt to impress anyone. He simply walked to the head of the table and sat down. The silence somehow became even heavier. Amy looked away first. For some reason, meeting his gaze felt impossible. The presentations began. Department after department presented their concepts. Nicholas listened, asked questions, made observations, rejected ideas, approved others. His standards were clearly high, very high. Amy noticed something else. He never spoke more than necessary. Every word seemed deliberate, calculated, precise. 2 hours later, it was finally her turn. Her stomach tightened. Alex stepped forward.
Next, we have Amy White from the graphic design department.
Amy stood, took a breath, and walked toward the screen. She connected her laptop, opened the presentation, then turned toward the room. Her eyes briefly landed on Nicholas. He was watching her, not looking at his phone, not reading documents. Watching her. For some reason, that made her even more nervous.
Good morning.
Her voice sounded smaller than she intended. She cleared her throat.
These concepts focus on combining modern luxury with warmth and comfort.
The first slide appeared, a digital rendering of the hotel's branding concept. She continued speaking. Slowly, her confidence returned. Design was her world. Once she started discussing it, everything else disappeared. The nerves, the audience, the pressure. Even Nicholas King. For 20 minutes, she explained every detail. The visual identity, the guest experience, the emotional impact of the branding, the color psychology behind the design choices. When she finally finished, the room remained silent. Amy's confidence immediately vanished. Had she done something wrong? Then Nicholas spoke.
What inspired this concept?
His voice was deep, calm, controlled. Amy looked at him.
The city.
His eyebrow lifted slightly. She continued.
Most luxury hotels focus only on elegance.
Nicholas said nothing, listening.
The problem is that luxury alone can feel cold.
She pointed toward the screen.
People remember how a place makes them feel.
The room remained silent. Amy forgot her nervousness again.
If guests feel welcome, comfortable, and emotionally connected to the experience, they'll return.
Nicholas's gaze never left her.
And you believe design creates that?
Yes,
Why?
Amy answered without thinking.
because people don't fall in love with buildings. They fall in love with feelings.
Something changed in Nicholas's expression. Only slightly, but she noticed it. For the first time since entering the room, he seemed genuinely interested. Unfortunately, Alex decided to interrupt.
Amy tends to be overly emotional about design.
Amy froze. The comment caught her off guard. A few awkward laughs followed. Alex smiled.
As talented as she sometimes forgets we're running a business.
Embarrassment flooded her face. She stared at the floor. Why would he say that? In front of everyone. In front of the client. Alex continued.
She's still learning to separate emotion from reality.
The room became uncomfortable. Amy wished the floor would open beneath her. Then Nicholas spoke.
Interesting.
Everyone turned toward him, including Alex. Nicholas's expression remained unreadable.
Tell me, Mr. Jones,
Alex smiled nervously.
Yes?
what industry are we in?
The question seemed strange.
Hospitality.
Nicholas nodded.
And what exactly is hospitality?
Alex hesitated.
Providing service to guests.
No.
Nicholas's voice remained calm, yet somehow colder.
Hospitality is creating experiences.
The room became completely silent. Nicholas looked directly at Alex.
Experiences are emotional.
Alex's smile disappeared.
Of course.
Nicholas continued.
If Miss White understands that better than others, I would consider it an advantage.
A painful silence followed. Amy stared at him, surprised. So did everyone else, including Alex. The manager quickly forced a smile.
Naturally.
Nicholas looked away from him. The conversation was over, just like that. But the damage had already been done. Everyone knew Alex had been corrected, publicly, and Amy had been defended. The meeting ended shortly afterward. Employees slowly left the conference room. Conversations immediately erupted. Amy packed her laptop quickly. She wanted to escape before anyone started discussing what happened. Unfortunately, fate had other plans. As she turned toward the exit, someone stepped into her path. Nicholas King. Amy nearly stopped breathing. Up close, he seemed even more intimidating and impossibly handsome.
Miss White.
Her heart skipped.
Mr. King.
For a moment, neither spoke. Then Nicholas glanced at the laptop in her hands.
Your presentation was excellent.
Amy blinked.
Thank you.
It came out almost as a whisper.
You understand something many professionals don't.
She frowned slightly.
What?
His gaze met hers.
People.
For reasons she couldn't explain, her heart began beating faster. Neither looked away. Neither moved. The moment stretched longer than it should have, until Ryder appeared beside Nicholas.
We need to leave.
Nicholas finally looked away. His attention returned to Amy one last time.
I look forward to working with you, Miss White.
Then he walked away. Just like that. leaving Amy standing frozen in the middle of the hallway, watching him disappear, completely unaware that for the first time in years, Nicholas King had found someone interesting. And for a man like Nicholas, interest was never something simple.